Hi, my name's Keziah Gibbons. My pronouns are she and her. I'm the founder of the Guided by Keziah app, and this is this week's tarot reading for the week ahead. So this week, the theme of the reading is growth and abundance. So the Magician starts up again on Saturday. The Magician, of course, being the workshop, intermediate tarot workshop series that is my signature course. And the theme for this month is growth and abundance. So I wanted to do a reading inspired by this theme and using some of the things that do come up in this theme. So we've got 5 positions on our in our spread today. And the first is growth. So what growth is available to us this week? So that might be how we grow particularly. What growth is available to us this week? And the second position is abundance. So this might be about what abundance is available to us this week. We then have interconnection, which is a really important part of growth and abundance for me, because everything is connected. Everything is connected. So once we understand this, we understand that our growth and our abundance comes from many different sources, but also that when we are working towards growth and abundance, we need to be aware of this interconnection of everything. And then we have a position which is legacy. So legacy again is part of growth and abundance. As we grow, we impact those around us. As we grow, we make lasting changes. And our own abundance is something that we can make legacy from. And then finally, resources. What resources are available to us this week? So I'll invite you to take a deep breath. And just go inside and ask to receive what you need. If there is something in particular you've been working through, you might bring that to mind or bring that to heart now, if you're looking for insight on that. Or you may just set your intention to receive what you need and trust the cards to bring that to you. And the deck I'm using this week is the Druid Craft Tarot by Phillip and Stephanie Carr-Gomm with artist Will Worthington. Okay, so our first card for the week then, growth, and we have the Princess of Pentacles. So in some decks this is the Page of Pentacles. And Pentacles really it's a nice suit for both growth and abundance. It's a suit of the material. So this can be about our bodies, it can be about our material resources, it can be about the natural world around us, our connection to Earth. And it is also about how the past and the present are connected. So you can see here this princess is in front of an ancient stone dolmen, tapping into the power of the ancestors there to really access this Pentacles energy. And of course it is that season, isn't it, when we perhaps become more aware of the ancestors, of the presence of the ancestors. So the Princess of Pentacles in terms of growth, princesses and pages are about coming to things as with a beginner's mind or a beginner's felt sense, perhaps, with the Pentacles. So being open to that which is new, being open to even experiences which are familiar, but coming to them as if we don't necessarily know what is going to come of them, which is a wonderful way to get growth, isn't it? You see here the princess is contemplating that pentacle. Really, I like to think feeling into it, barefoot on the ground, so grounded as well. So perhaps for us this week, if we can come to all of our experiences without preconceptions. And if we can particularly allow ourselves to feel into them, and when I teach intuition, sometimes I talk about, listening to your body, because your body will tell you. And also I've just been working on a new pain management course, and again with this idea that your body tells you what's going on. Then this week for our growth, it might be a really good idea to sense into what is going on in our bodies in different situations, even the ones that we don't pay much attention to, and that might give us some insights, give us some foundations, plant some seeds for growth, or perhaps water the seeds that are already planted. So that's our first card for this week. And then the next position is abundance. So what abundance is available to us this week? And it's more pentacles, and this is really interesting because it's the 5 of Pentacles. So if there's any card in the deck that traditionally would be associated with the opposite of abundance, then it would be the 5 of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles can be about poverty, material or of mindset. So I want to be really careful how I articulate this, because I know that we all live in a world in which socioeconomic factors are real, and everyone has different accesses to resources. So I want to really acknowledge that. And the 5 of Pentacles can sometimes be about how we can get stuck in mindsets that come from lack. So for people who have experienced scarcity before, they can sometimes get into a position where they no longer are experiencing that scarcity, but they have an embodied response which believes that scarcity is still there for them in the world, and that can be quite uncomfortable, and it can be limiting as well, because we can impose limits on our own possibilities. So with this card coming up in this position of abundance, it really is an invitation to allow ourselves to be with the abundance that is there, whatever it is. So you see here this person, they're covering their face, they're not looking. I always think they look like they're playing hide and seek, but there may be something else going on. And they're in this beautiful landscape, but they're not aware of it. They're deliberately not looking at that landscape. They're internal. So in terms of accessing abundance this week, perhaps we need to get out of our feelings, our past experience, the beliefs which this may bring with us, and just allow ourselves to be in the moment with whatever it is. And I'm just going to hold this up really close, and you see here you've got a chase going on, and in this deck that's in all the 5s, and it's part of an initiatory chase. So there is initiation going on here as well. I'm reminded of the transformative nature of the Death card, which is a card I'm working with at the moment. And how in these moments of seeming lack, there's actually space coming in for something new. And again, if you look at the person in this card, they are richly dressed. They've got this chain of pentacles here. They've got a good cloak. They've got a good dress. So again, a reminder that abundance is there. Abundance is real. Whatever's going on in our mental capacities. And that's 2 Pentacles cards so far as well, which tells me that this week, everything in the material, in the physical, is significant. So that can be about your material resources, but particularly also about your body, your health, things like safety, shelter, nutrition. All of these kinds of things are really important and are really relevant to growth and abundance for us this week. So the next position then is interconnection. And how does interconnection influence us, or what does it make available to us this week? And look at this, we've got the Magician. So it's a wonderful card to have. This is a major arcana card. As I mentioned, my signature course is called the Magician because for me the Magician is a card of agency. So the Magician has all the resources they need. See there the 4 suits laid out before them on the table. The Magician is able to connect the spiritual with the material. So the Magician is the conduit which brings the spiritual into the material. The Magician is a card of manifestation. The Magician's holding a wand. They are able to direct their will, and they're wearing also a feathered cape, which is a bardic symbol. So that's about storytelling. So what this card tells us in this position is that yes, all is interconnected. And if you imagine the web of life, all of these different connections, if you were to be a magician and send a powerful surge of intention, energy, something like this, outwards, the whole web of life would shake with it. So this is a reminder that because everything is interconnected, you are powerful. You are very powerful. And so if you can harness your magician energy, then you can access growth and abundance really, really easily. Our intention matters. And so, yes, do use your intention. Use your ability to, as beings, as human beings, we're in this position where we are, we're very spiritual and we're very much based in the material world. And this is a magical place to start from. So magic is available to you, and interconnection is something that we can be, that gives us power, so that we can access growth and abundance this week. Legacy then. So this might be about what legacies are impacting us this week, or how what we do this week might create a legacy of some kind. And the card we've got is the Queen of Pentacles, a personal favourite of mine. So we've got 2 court cards here. We've got that Princess of Pentacles and we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So this is an invitation, I think, to be very embodied, and to pay attention to the people around you who are very embodied as well. And the Queen of Pentacles is someone, I always think of the Queen of Pentacles as someone who's really got it together. So they're very practical. They're very capable. Often they can be very good at managing material resources, at organising things. And of course, they're in touch with themselves. So again, we have here bare feet on the ground. This Queen's Pentacle is actually a drum. So the Queen of Pentacles is in tune with the rhythm of life. And so for the Queen of Pentacles in this position of legacy, you may want to look at the legacy left by or passed on or made available to you by people who are like the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles can sometimes represent a nurse or a manager, someone who uses those kind of practical skills. And also, this is the legacy that we can create this week. So we can be intentional. We've got that magician there, intention. We can be intentional and think about how what we do this week and the ways that we grow and the ways that we access abundance, how can that be used to create a legacy wherein things are in order. So sometimes growth can be, it's exciting and it's riotous and it kind of goes in all directions. But we can also, it can be a bit wild, but we can also have it contained or shaped or cared for in a particular way. I'm looking out at my balcony at the pot plants there. So the pot is the container in which those plants can grow safely. And the Queen of Pentacles is an invitation to that kind of growth. So as you go through cycles of growth and find yourself in experiences of growth this week, you have an invitation to consider how you might like that to influence the future and how you can plan, how you can organize that. So we can also plan for what the legacy of this week is for the rest of our year. Again, this is a time of the ancestors, and if we think of ourselves as future ancestors, what kind of legacy might we want to make available to those who come after us or those who share the same time as us? We can start planning for that and bring that into our intentions for what we grow, how we grow, what abundance we choose to access and to tend to. And then finally, resources. What resources are available to us this week? And it's another Pentacles card. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. So this is a card of independence. Again, it's about prosperity. It's often seen as a card of financial independence. I actually see this card, although we each are alone and we each stand alone, and it's okay to be independent, still everything's interconnected. And still we live in an interconnected world, and it's a reminder of that as well. So, one person can be well off. You can see here this figure, they're wearing a nice dress. They've got a hunting bird, which is associated with the wealthier classes. But they're not able to do that on their own. Maybe they are. Maybe they made that dress. In which case, this is about how we rely on our own skills and capabilities to support ourselves. Maybe someone else made the dress. Maybe we need to remember that that none of us makes it on our own, and that there is always support available. And again, this sort of ancestral link. So in the background, you can see the stone wall with the pentacles engraved on it, in the style of old stone carvings. And I don't think this person has built that wall. And I think this wall might even have been there for longer than this person's been alive. So again, we live in a landscape, we live in a society that has been shaped by our ancestors. And so when we know that, we can use that as a resource. We can use ancestor work as a resource. But really for resources for this week, this card is telling us to that we can rely on ourselves, and that we do have skills, we do have capabilities to take responsibility for ourselves and for how we are this week. So that's this week's reading for the week ahead. Thank you so much for joining me. As I mentioned before, the Magician Season 2 starts on Saturday with this theme of growth and abundance. So if you're interested in joining that, do come along to the live section in the Guided by Keziah app, where you'll find all the details to register. The class is included in your Guided by Keziah subscription, so it's extremely good value, much better value than any workshop that I've been able to teach previously, because of the model that I'm using. I wish you a wonderful week ahead. I wish you much growth. I wish you much abundance and many good things. And I'll be back next week with another reading for the week ahead. Take good care.